food of the gods, my friends.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Ty with Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 worst LEGO games. LEGO Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens triples the length of the 2-hour flick with poor pacing, an interesting level design, and open-world gameplay that feels bloated and monotonous. The Force has been stronger in previous games, and throwing in arbitrary shooting gallery segments isn't going to strengthen it. It's a real shame how this turned out, especially when the opening was so strong. LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. The first LEGO Marvel Super Heroes was special in that it was the first LEGO game to feature DC Comics' competitor. Its sequel, on the other hand, was far from spectacular. It does absolutely nothing special with the LEGO formula in terms of mechanics, resulting in tedious gameplay that makes the entire experience forgettable.
Your might is unsurpassable, my Kang.
Oh, I like that.
LEGO Battles. LEGO Battles was way more buggy than most LEGO games were, especially the ones made on DS. To make matters worse, the controls were abysmal, the difficulty is almost non-existent, and the game fails to evolve anywhere past Baby's first Age of Empires. We'd certainly like to see this concept return with improvements made, but after a dreadful Ninjago spin-off, LEGO Battles may never return again. LEGO Worlds.
Collect new bricks, models, and vehicles. Conquer worlds.
LEGO Worlds tasks you with exploring different, underwhelming themed worlds that are littered with nothing but fetch quests. Adding to the frustration are the awkward controls that make moving and building feel like an arduous chore. We can appreciate the experimentation, but why was this made if the gameplay never goes beyond its core concept? You gotta give your player more to do besides building assets and gathering resources.
Getting to grips with the Discovery tool is the first step on your journey to becoming a master builder.
LEGO Rock Band. For starters, there was nothing about it that made it a LEGO game outside of visuals. There was no interesting twist, no new gameplay mechanic, just LEGO people jamming out. Sure, the songs chosen were great, but the selected songs simply don't mesh together. The LEGO Movie video game. Firstly, the story is rushed and removes all character development and key moments featured in the movie. TT Games isn't even given any room to inject their own humor into the storyline, instead opting to reuse footage from the movie. Overall, it's just one repetitive and lazy package. Just go watch the film. Oh, and the sequel? It's pretty much a rehashed version of LEGO Worlds. LEGO Indiana Jones 2: The Adventure Continues. What makes LEGO Indy 2 so painful is that we already had a LEGO Indy game the year before. Even with an editor that isn't as customizable as one would hope, there wasn't enough to justify the price tag here. The pacing made things go stale real quick, and completing the game was way too easy compared to other LEGO games. All in all, it feels like this game was only made for the sake of more money. LEGO Marvel's Avengers. LEGO Marvel's Avengers attempts to combine both the 2012 film and its sequel Age of Ultron into one mashed up story, and it failed, miserably. What's more frustrating is the abysmal sound design. Some lines are ripped straight from the movie and used as combat dialogue for reasons, I guess. Had this waited until Infinity War or Endgame, we could have had a really great game that celebrated the MCU.
Wow, I guess that's one way to avoid getting a parking ticket.
LEGO The Incredibles.
And it's not Incrediboy either. I'm Syndrome, your nemesis.
Oh, brilliant.
First off, you're forced to play through The Incredibles 2 before you can play the first movie. Then there's the insanely repetitive mission structure and loot box-esque unlockables. Worst of all, significant plot points of the first movie are completely rewritten for the sake of fitting the series formula. Gazerbeam's no longer dead. No, he's just some guy who disappeared in a cave.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Gazerbeam, you're alive!
Lego Island 2: The Brickster's Revenge. What made the original Lego Island so memorable were the various entertaining minigames, multiple playable characters, and the overall goofy charm. Lego Island 2 is completely void of any of that. Boring minigames, annoying sound design, and a terrible PlayStation port made this game unbearable. The least they could have done was inject some personality into its characters, and yet all we got were stiff animations, weird voice acting, and lazy writing.